Parashas Tetzaveh speaks of Big Day Kahuna, and the Big Day Kahuna are described as being the Kavod or the Tiferes. They're supposed to be full of glory and so on. And it sounds right, Kavod Tiferes. But what exactly is the meaning? What is the Kavod Tiferes? Who are referring to, and so on? So the Ramban and Rabbi Bechaya, both of them offer two explanations. One out there, Hapshat. So it's basically the same explanation. Like always, Rabbi Bechaya does elaborate a bit more, and he explains really Ramban, and many times he does it in here. This is one of those places. So let's take the simple pshat first, and then we'll go to the other pshatim. The first pshat is the Kavod Tiferes is going on the Kohanim. The Kohanim are special people. They're elevated people. We need to acknowledge that. We need to show that. And therefore, we dress them with clothing that are royal. The Ramban explains at length from Psukim and so on, that these are the type of clothing that were worn by royalty only, like Tiferes and like all the other things. They certainly were extremely intricately woven begadim of most expensive fabrics, and therefore it shows a certain malchus and kavod for the Kohanim. This is in line with appreciating, just like there's a Kavod Torah, Kavod Malachim. The Kavod of Kohanim is the same. People that we need to look up to, respect, obey. We adorn them, we project it through the begadim, and that is the Kavod and Tiferes. That's the Pashut Pshat, both the Ramban and Rabbi Bechaya. Then they say another Pshat of Kavod and Tiferes, and they say it's going back on a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Kavod and Tiferes are Kadosh Baruch Hu's Kavod and Tiferes is coming through over here. I want to explain a little bit what that means, how we understand it, and so on. Let's go to the basic concept of Kavod and Tiferes. Both of them, they're variations of the same idea. And what is the concept of Kavod? Kavod Arav is something that is halacha that is bound together with Hilchos Talmud Torah. Hilchos Talmud Torah and Hilchos Kavod Arav go hand in hand. So why is it such an important part of it? You don't find, for instance, obeying parents is in Hilchos Mamrim, which is respecting authority. Kavod of Talmid Chacham is in a very, very different location. It's in Hilchos Talmud Torah itself. So let's understand the point of Kavod in that sense. When I have physical objects, what you see is what you get. I have a big block of wood, that's what I have. If I see a person who's very strong, big, tall, muscular, and so on, I'm very, very much understand how strong the person is, and I'm sort of in a little bit scared of the person, and the person impresses me with his strength. I can see it. Beauty is something that we can see, and those are all physical manifestations, and basically what you see is what you get. The eye can sort of see exactly what it's about. But so we have a big, strong person. He projects that through his body. We have a person who is graced with beauty. He projects it with his appearance. What about ruchnius? We have a person who's a big chacham. He's very wise. Brains and smarts are not something that we can see. We have an inkling of it. It says chachmas adam toyer panav, that the wisdom of a person it casts a light on his face. But it's certainly not, it's not something that I can physically see the brains. What about a person who's very holy, very spiritual? Those are things that I can't really see now physically. They are not physical descriptions. But in my attempt to sort of highlight and take note of it, I do through Kavod. So in walks a tiny, short man, and everyone rises, and the body language says they're in complete awe because this person is a gadol. Anybody who, I was up to see Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, I was there to see Rabbi Kotler. They were very, very short people, small, but the level of aura that they cast was incredible, and the kavod that we gave is reflects it. So the fact that everybody sort of moves aside, and everyone else's body language projects what that person is all about. So kavod is an extraordinarily important midah of sorts, because it allows us to express in physical language spiritual content. So when by umas ha'olam, the only type of person that they will take note of is if he physically looks very, very strong, or very, very handsome, or whatever it is. There's no way that a person who is spiritually the giant, a spiritual giant, no way that anything will be projected. We have Kavod Torah, which means wherever the Torah is, we convey its chshivas, its lichbadus, and so on. HaKadosh Baruch Hu fills the world, but we don't see it, we don't feel it. There's no physical sense of feeling it in any way. But the place where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is noted, where we can sense, is the Beis Hamikdash. That's the place where he's most sensed. That place is called his makom. That's Kavod. That's the place where it's based in Fartenu. It's the place where HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence is projected through some sort of incredible Kavod and Tiferes. Kavod and Tiferes are two midas of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that are a projection into a physical world of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol, a sense of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the Beis Hamikdash in its entirety is lechavod al Tiferes, because that's what it's doing. It is projecting through physical items a ruchnistic world beyond. The Kohanim, because the Kohanim are the ones who represent as people, the Kohanim are the ones that need to be Kavod Tiferes, because that's what they represent. So the Kavod Tiferes is going on a Kadosh Baruch Hu, that a Kadosh Baruch Hu's Kavod Tiferes is expressed in Beis Hamikdash, and therefore everything in Beis Hamikdash has to arouse in us that sense. The extraordinary beauty of the begadim, the pe'er and the kavod, are there to underline and underscore the fact that there's Shechin over there, and that these people are Shluchot Rachmana. This is something that is an understanding of why Kavod Torah is very important. The respect that we show to Chachmei Torah projects what we think of Torah, the understanding that it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Chachma and Ritzonai express itself in the world. But it also, definitely we need to be Mechabed Chachmei Torah, but it also is a reason why every person, to the degree that is a Talmid Chacham, has to be Mechabed himself. Mechabed himself means that Not that he demands coverage from others, but that he acts in ways that is mechubet. It means that the person will not stoop to do things that are cheap, low, not refined. The Rambam speaks about, when it speaks about Chil Hashem, Kiddush Hashem, he speaks about people who are Talmid Chacham, people who are special, need to reflect that in their even things that are mutter, but acting in ways, hanging out and acting in ways that are unbefitting, he takes away from it. And Slabodka, the Alter Slabodka, had his central message was Gadlus Adam, that Adam is B'Tzelem Elokim, and demanded Nichbadus from his Talmidim, that a person will always act like a prince, a person be refined, dignified. So yes, clean and dressed well and dressed decently, not fancy, but dressed well is part of it. But a lot more of it is the bearing of the person, the mannerism, the speech, and so on. Kavod and Tiferes are where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is projected in this world. And Beis HaMikdash is the place that's most, and that's where everything needs to shine, including the people that serve. This is true in Beis HaMikdash Kohanim. It's true in Mekomos HaTorah and Lomdei HaTorah, that somebody who is to the whatever madrega person is a loimet Torah and represents being a ben Torah and an ish Torah, the person needs to project that refinement, that covered, that Tiferes.